Good evening and welcome to WriterGreg on Twitch.tv, and I'm glad all those who can join me live and all those who will catch up on the video on demand on Twitch.tv or YouTube.com. Glad that you could make it and join with me this evening. This is going to be a continuation of the WorldAnvil Summer Camp challenge, where we write 33 prompts about our fictional world in 31 days. Tonight we are going to be working on prompt number 15, where we are going to be talking about an elite or highly specialized military unit in our world. So with that, let's jump right in. And after we finish the prompt, if there are those who want to have their articles showcased and critiqued, we'll make some time for that, but also I may go back to some of the previous prompts and do some cleanup on those articles as well. So with that, let's just jump right in and see what this prompt has for us. Hey, Songbird. Thank you so much for lurking tonight. I really do appreciate it, and I do hope that we cross the magical number of 50 tonight, so that I'll be able to become a Twitch affiliate, get those emotes, get those channel points, and be able to get those reminders to sit up straight and drink water. Here is number 49. Aaron Rye? Aaron and I are here. Nice to see you. I'm just happy to get some writing. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming and being a part of this. It's, really exciting for me to be able to have people here. So thank you. It's Aaron Ree. Is that Aaron Ree? Am I pronouncing that correctly now? I do apologize. Aaron. Okay, thank you so much for coming. And I need to put up my Twitch on the top of my other screen here so that I can see my video producer, because, I just can't keep... Oh, nope, not that one. I just can't keep all of these tabs straight. All right. Wonderful. All right, Aaron and Sable, thank you for both coming. So Aaron, you're number 49. So one more and we hit the big 5-0. I'm looking forward to this 5-0 more than the future when I hit the other big 5-0, which unfortunately is a lot closer than I care to admit. So welcome, and I do hope that you have fun with your writing or with whatever you may be working on while joining me tonight. So let's talk about this formation here. We will create this article for the world of Sagadorm. Now, my 50 happens in 2021. I have a brother who just hit 50 this year, and my sister next year. But yeah, I'm feeling you. It's I read a Facebook post today that I really liked. It says, Bram Stoker, don't feel about starting things late in life, because Bram Stoker didn't write Dracula until he was 50. And Dracula didn't kill anyone until he was dead. So don't worry about it if we start a little later in life. All right, so let me get my... I do have a couple of notes that I've been thinking about here, but not as many. Where are they? Believe it or not, I have quite a few. No, not that. Did I? Maybe I need to open up something new here. All right. What we're going to be, okay, so like I said, we are going to be talking about the military, and we are going to be talking about the Crown Guard of Veterzemlia. And I think let's see, I'm going to make sure I spell it right. Veterzemlia. All right. Okay, Veterzemlia is one of the multiple countries that I have in my world, and it is a country where a lot of the culture and a lot of the language is based on Russian, and that's where we get the Veterzemlia. And I will spare you my Russian accent. A little bit of background behind this is in my world of Sagadorm, I have set up 16 or 17 different playgrounds where I can place different stories, and whether these stories are original or stories are based on fairy tales is depending on what I feel like writing at that time. If I want to write a fantasy, I put it during the times of the fairies. If I want to write an urban fantasy, I write it in a modern era. And so that way I have one world, one consistent set of rules, but I can tell as many different stories as I want. And I do have a timeline here where I have set up some of the stories that I have for the location of Veterzemlia. And here we have their reign of czars, where we have the first czar, second czar, third czar, and the story that I'm going to be writing about in the future is about the third czar of Veterzemlia. And that is where we get into where the czar is going to be going to the fairy council to select a foreign royal bride. Galadan, welcome. Thanks for coming to the channel. We're talking tonight about the Crown Guard of Veterzemlia, which is the elite military prompt. So that's what we have here. Is going to be talking about the Royal Guard. Yeah, I'm trying to take them in order to force me to be creative, because I had one line on this in my notes. I'm just going to say it's the Royal Guard, and that's really all I have. I have the idea for the story where these people are background characters, and that's kind of what I'm talking about a little bit here, and I'll just see where the writing prompt takes us. But I want to share a little bit more behind the scenes. Only did one prompt today, accidentally did 3,500 words about a city when I meant to do a little description. Wow. How do you accidentally write 3,500 words? Only in the WorldAnvil community is writing 3,500 words an accident. It seems shorter in my head. Okay, fair enough. All right, so what I have here is, let me open up this Google Doc. This is the story of Trusty John. Yeah. That's right, Aaron. It's just, wow. 3,500 words. All right, what I have here is Trusty John, and we also have Faithful John, and we have another Faithful John. And this is giving a little bit of the insight on where I get my ideas for my stories, because there's nothing worse than staring at a blank page and wonder, what am I going to write about today? What am I going to do? And so one thing I try to do is make sure that my cell phone and notifications are on mute so that it doesn't beep all night long, which sometimes, I fail to remember. So what I try to do is I try to start from at least something. And so many of my fairy tale ideas come from, my short story ideas come from fairy tales. And if you can see here at the top of it, we have these 3 articles are from Gutenberg.org. Gutenberg is a repository of public domain stories and public domain books. So if you ever want to read something from the original Brothers Grimm, the original Hans Christian Andersen, and even the original Sherlock Holmes books, you can come here to Gutenberg.org. And for fairy tales, the stories the books that I like are, of course, let's see, let me just see if I can scroll up without, okay, so this one is The Household Stories of the Brothers Grimm by Jacob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm. Let's see, if I just hit, will that take me back down to the bottom? It will not. Okay, so we just go like this again. Okay, and then the Blue Fairy book. There's a huge series of the fairy books that were compiled by Andrew Lang. So if you want to see some original fairy tales, how they really were, these are some great resources that you can find. But the problem, so what I do is I read these fairy tales and I find out what I hate about them. And because I have some very particular things that I don't like about fairy tales. And the one that is inspiring this is Faithful John. And there once was an old king who, having fallen sick, thought to himself, "This is very likely my deathbed on which I am lying." Then he said, "Let Faithful John be sent for." So here we have, it's the story of Faithful John and this prince and all of the adventures they go through to find the prince a bride. I really, really didn't like this fairy tale, but it made me so perturbed that I thought of, I really want to fix this. And so then I got into a lot of a synopsis. I wrote down a synopsis of all of the things that happened. I wrote about possible fixes of what I want to do. And from this fairy tale, and what I didn't like about it is it felt like it was 3 fairy tales shoved in together. There was a definite 3-act structure, but they were just so weird that there wasn't an arc to the character. It wasn't even really about Faithful John. It was about the prince and the woman, the princess that he eventually married. So, long story short, what I'm doing here is I am starting with a public domain intellectual property, which is obviously public domain, and I'm using what I don't like about the story to inspire me to write a story I do like. And what this will come out to be is a trilogy based on the fairy tale of Faithful John, and it is set in my world of Vetherzemlia. Why did I put Faithful John in a Russian-inspired czar? I don't know. I just felt it would be fun. Yeah. So here we talk about. Thank you, Galadan. it is a new process, and what I want to do after summer camp is to do streams where I take a random fairy tale, probably one I would let the community choose, and take it from start to finish and just go through my whole process of taking a fairy tale, finding what I don't like about it, and just how to go from start to end on a fairy tale. And if this inspires those people who are watching, all the more wonderful. But it's something that through analysis paralysis that I came up with, and it's finally time to get things done. And hopefully by forcing myself to live stream it every day, every weekend, I will be able to force myself to get these stories written. So that's the cat's out of the bag. That's what I'm going to be doing after summer camp and in preparation for NaNoWrimo. Depending on how the outlining goes for these 3 stories, it might be 3 novellas, 3 short stories, 3 novellas, or 3 full novels. Not quite sure yet. Okay, so the first story of the prince that is the friend that is in, the prince to whom Trusty John is a servant to is the 3rd Tsar of Veterzemlia. He needs to find a bride. Then there's an assassination crisis that happens there, and then there's I call the rise of sorcery in Veterzemlia. Actually, this is just where the fairies come to Veterzemlia, and it ties into the 3rd part of that story. So, long description short, that's some of the plans that I have going forward in WorldAnvil, and some of the things that I want to be able to do and share with everyone here in it. And there we go. That is yeah, that's the plan. All right, so with that having been said, and that's pretty much all I have for that. I am just trying to get back to my video producer. That's weird. Nope, not that. The stream manager, so I can read the comments more easily. That's not what I want. All of these fun things here. Okay, forget it. We'll just go from here. But I really want to be able to read what everyone's saying, and I need that to be a bigger font. All right, there. Okay, so the Crown Guard of Veterzemlia. Let's take, we have here, let's go to the access, make sure it's public, go to our navigation, make sure that it is Summer Camp 2020. We are going to go to the, not the metadata, take off the draft, save changes, and we are good to go. Okay, military formation, we have our regular thing. All right, composition, logistics, and history. All right, type. Airborne, Air Force, Armored Cavalry, Covert, Escort, Intelligence, Magic Marines, Mech, Mercenary, Motorized. No, this is still this is definitely early time. I'm going to call this an escort service, because as the King's Guard, they are in charge of helping people get from one place to another. So that's where we will call this an escort. Parent formation. No, well, they are the Crown Guard. So I guess we won't be able to put that in here. Used by... Okay, man, I haven't even defined... the different... The ruling class of Veterzemlia. So that's a little interesting. Related ranks. Nope, the Rangers of Trilinius is a different country. Okay, manpower. Okay, we'll get that. Equipment, weaponry, vehicles, command structure, tactics, training, overall training. They are elite. Because that's the prompt that we have. We want them to be elite. All right, so let's take a look at the logistics, support. Okay, other divisions not part of the formation, which let's assist. Upkeep, recruitment, assumed veterancy. I'm not sure of that, but they are definitely the experienced of the people in this. History, founding date. Okay, well, we can go back to our timeline that I had. Did I still have that timeline? Okay, so the timeline that we have would be it would be 52. The year 52 is the reign of the monarchs, so 52 of the Common Era. And then the dissolution date, I have here that the reign of the czars end in 400. That's kind of a just a round number to be a placeholder, so we'll just leave it there that they dissolve at the same time that the end of the czars, much like the czars fell in Russia. I'm going to say that around the year 400 CE, the Veterzemlian czars fail. Okay, so history, historical loyalties. All right, so we'll get into all of that. Okay. All right, let's save these changes, and let's switch over to our dictation. All right, what do we want? Okay, what do we want to talk about? Let's just see if we have any vignette here. Okay, we'll start off with manpower. We'll talk about equipment. We will talk about weaponry. WEAPONRY. Okay. Vehicles. Command structure. Tactics. That'll be an interesting one to talk about, because this will be it's more of a escort, it's more of a protecting the royal family. Their training. All right, let's talk about logistics. Auxilia. Okay, that's an interesting definition that they have there. Okay, which I, of course, misspelled. We'll go to upkeep. Recruitment. This laptop's the E key sticks. Not a fun one to have stick. Very common. Okay, we'll talk about the history. And we'll talk about historical loyalties. All right, I think with all of these, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 of them. We write 30 words each, or a little bit more, a little bit less. We'll be able to get our word count, and then we can, depending on who is in the chat room, and if anyone has any articles that they would like to have showcased or critiqued, we can definitely do that. I'm going to be on for a while. Let's check with the Anvilite Streamer Core, which I am a proud member. We do have WD Michael coming up at in an hour from now, and so we will go until he goes live and then raid him when we're done. So we'll either fill the time with more edits, or we'll fill the time with maybe even a writing sprint if we want to do that. We'll see. All right. Let's see. How are we going to do this? As I use the world's squeakiest chair to get comfortable. Okay. How's everyone else's writing going along? Working on other projects, hopefully? All right. This is good. Okay. Back to the dragon pad. All right, manpower. I wonder, is 64 is 64 I have a huge cement block over my keyboard. I just did my repurposed building. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have ideas. Did I already do my repurposed building? I may have. You have a cement block over your keyboard? Like literally? Or like in a cat? Oh, writer's block. Yeah, that is hard, and that's why I came up with this method of reading fairy tales and seeing what ticks me off, because that was a really good way to get over my writer's block at that time. Hopefully that continues to work for me. Stream seems to help unblock sometimes. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of inspiration from the other streams that I've been watching and the other showcases and article critiques that I've been watching. I have found myself, though, struggling with, oh, this is a cool idea, but someone else already did it. And so I don't want to do that. And so that's a challenge. Your timing is great for me because I burn out right before then pick up. Well, I'm glad that you're able to come, and hopefully I'll be able to help you get back into it, back on the saddle again. Okay, so let's talk about manpower. I do need to know, though. We don't need that. We need a calculator. What is 64 divided by 4? 16. Perfect. Nearly, there are no original ideas. Thanks a lot, Tolkien. Yeah. When people have told me that there are no original ideas, someone, I don't know who said it. I wish it was me. It was not, but they said, sure, all the ideas, all the stories have been told, but they haven't been told by you. And each one of us has very unique backgrounds. We have unique experiences in our life that can color and enhance and mold a story into a story that only we can share. So while every story has been told, it hasn't been told by you, Aaron. It hasn't been told by you. So get out there and tell your version of the story. And that's what I'm working on, is I'm telling my version of the story of Faithful John. All right. Good. All right, so we do know that 64 is divisible by 4, which is good. So let's just say, so it's 4 squared, oh, that's 256. So 4 squared is 16 squared. Oh, 16 squared. Well, okay. That's a little too big. I don't want 256 because that's how many days of the year there are, because that's what I did for the calendar. So I'm just going to stick with the 64 because that's how big of the troop is going to be. All right. The Crown Guard of Veterzemlia contains the 64 most elite soldiers in the kingdoms of Veterzemlia. See, and this is what I have to deal with. Vectors in the Veterzemlia, it is their kingdom of inventors, and see, this is the kind of stuff that I'm just going to have to clean up. And whether I do that on stream or I do that off stream really depends on how well I get through all of the different sprints. I'm not sure. Okay. But I just have to, let's see, VETERZEMLYA. Okay, let's see if I can train this word. Tools. Where is add new word or phrase? Okay. Copy. Veterzemlia. Let's see if this works. Veterzemlia. And it's that easy. Hopefully that will save me some time in editing going forward. I don't really want to train every single word that I come into, but that's going to be one of my major countries, and it's going to be a big deal as I go forward. Usually the people that are main protagonists that have different sounding names, I will train Dragon to be able to recognize that name. I wonder. Suvaklarg. Nope, didn't train that. That's the name of the dragon. Okay. These soldiers are selected from the different tribes that have come together to form the coalition of Veterzemlia. Period. When the tribes formed the treaty that first brought them together, comma, the chiefs of the different tribes brought forth their most experienced soldiers. Period. These soldiers were the first to swear their loyalty to whomever the Tsar chosen by the chiefs would be. Period. Okay. Now I got to remember, I have my spreadsheet. I need to remember what WriterGreg is like. No, not that. Not that. Totems. Do I have... Do I have WriterGreg on this spreadsheet? Okay. Huh. Okay, WriterGreg is the kingdom of air and earth. Their horned, their main animal is the horned owl, but I don't have their territory described. I think it was going to be steppes, similar to Russia. We'll have to see that. Okay. The equipment of the Crown Guard of WriterGreg is the most advanced available during this quasi-medieval, technologically based kingdom. Period. While their formal uniforms are mostly ceremonial, comma, and they perform as a color guard at the royal functions, comma, they do have travel gear for when they escort the royal family. Period. They are primarily a cavalry-based military unit. Period. As they use their horses to surround the royal carriages and protect it from ambush. Period. Not all 64 of the soldiers are used at each time. That is getting into something else. That's going to be more like the tactics, or maybe the command structure. Okay. Okay. Protective. Okay. The weapons preferred by the Crown Guard includes swords, shields, and pole arms. They are primarily any weapon that is effective on the back of a horse. Okay, Aaron, what do you mean that doesn't make sense? Did I say something wrong? Which counts out pole arms? Oh yeah, pole arms. Oh, okay. Swords and shields for hand. Yeah, right. Yes, you're very right. Okay. Pole arms when mounted on their steeds. They use swords and shields in case they are dismounted or the assignment does not allow for horses to be used. Period. How's that sound, Aaron? Does that make more sense? Better. Yeah, and this is really a first draft. One of my favorite YouTube channels is called Shadiversity. He is an Australian gentleman who goes through and talks about the efficacy of medieval weaponry, and so a lot of what I know about that is through that, and I should probably go back and re-watch some of his pole arm things before I dig too deeply into that. But for now, I think that is a good start for them. The fact that they are a cavalry-based unit and they do have swords and shields when not on the back. Okay. The primary transportation for the Crown's Guard are horses. Period. They do maintain a small fleet of carriages to carry miscellaneous supplies as needed by the mission. Period. The command structure of the Crown Guard is led by a council of the Crown Guard. Period. This council is made up of one member from each of the tribes that form the territory kingdom of Veterzemlia. Period. This council forms a group of equals, comma, however, the most senior of the council serves as the primary representative to the king and leads the meetings of the council. Period. I'm kind of punting here because I don't know how many tribes got together to form WriterGreg. I'd like to say 4, but that's a little too convenient because of the, everything I have is based on 4, so I don't want to just say that there were 4 tribes or for this, for everything. But as I get more into the world building for WriterGreg, I may get more into the different tribes based on the geography, based on that. So there's a lot that I still need to figure out for WriterGreg, but let's just, I think for now, I'll just say that there's a council that leads them. Okay. Period. There are at all times 16 members of the Crown Guard that serve in rotation to protect the Tsar, the Tsarina, and other members of the royal family. Direct blood relatives. Period. Open paren. Other members of extended family are protected by the common core of the army. Period. Depending on the need of the various missions or travel delegations, the remaining members of the Crown Guard are sent to ensure the safety during travel. Period. Members of the Crown Guard are the most trained and versatile soldiers that are found in WriterGreg. Period. They have proven themselves capable in hand-to-hand combat and welcome, Chrysalia. Did I say that right, Chrysalia? Welcome to the chat and to this. And I am so happy to let you know that you are number 50. You are number 50. Thank you everyone. I was kind of worried if I would make it today or not, but let's just take a moment and say how wonderful the WorldAnvil community is, how wonderful the Anvilite Streamer Corps has been in welcoming me among their ranks. And Chrysalia, thank you so much. Please, are you also a member of WorldAnvil? How did you which of the many notifications that I send out did brought you here? I'd love to know. Thank you, Galadan. I get to draw emotes this weekend. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not going to cry. I'm going to drink some water. Well, Aaron, let me just click your name here. And I can't really click there. Let's see, if I click here, I go to your channel. And well, let me be one of your first followers. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. I did it. Okay. Okay, now I need to close this. It's not closing. It's not closing. I'm streaming tomorrow night for the first time. Oh, yeah. Hopefully we're in the good time zone. I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs. Okay, let me look at a different window here to make sure. I will probably be on my wife's channel. Okay. Yeah, good luck. But Chrysalia, please let me know, are you in WorldAnvil? Are you on the Discord? How do you know? I'd love to know how you came here. Excuse me, I'd really appreciate that. Wow. Okay. Enough emotion. I'm gonna. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, yeah. I can do this. This is... Okay, you're on the WorldAnvil Discord, saw you needed one more follower, and I immediately jumped in. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. This has been wonderful. I'm not going to take anyone for granted. Every like is a little bit of you saying thanks to me, and I just return all of the thanks back. This is... I'm gonna take a drink. Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's get back talking about hand-to-hand combat tactics. Okay, if there's any, okay, yeah, we're just, yeah, I'm all sorts of messed up. Okay. If there was ever anyone that was could be described as a teddy bear, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, gotta stop. Okay, members of the Crown Guard are the most trained and versatile soldiers that are found in Vedozemlia. They have proven themselves capable in hand-to-hand combat and other feats of strength. Period. They must be excellent horsemen, as their primary responsibility is escorting the royal family. Period. There may be exceptions to the horsemanship rules if the soldier is an excellent marksman with the longbow. Period. These marksmen will be those who ride on the carriages themselves, scanning as lookouts and being the first line of defense for those who may be out of melee range or range of the pole arms of the mounted cavalry. Period. I experience emotion vicariously through others. I have no real emotions of my own, so I love others people's emotional outbursts. It makes me feel connected to someone that I can't otherwise feel. Well, thank you, Aaron. I hope that it was good. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that emotion. Yeah, it's something. It's good, and you guys were here live for it. Yeah. Okay, while we're sharing, let me just grab something really quick, and I'm gonna look weird on the camera for a second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Above my board here, I have a vision board, and what I've done is I made a PowerPoint presentation of all of the things that I want to do, and there are 10 goals up there. And this was top on the list. And I have up there complete WorldAnvil Summer Camp. I have complete NaNoWrimo. I have be published in a specific magazine. I get to take this one down. I get to write the date I completed this, and this has only been up there a month. This is the fastest I've ever had a goal of this size accomplished. So that's going in the book. I have a book where I put all of the goals that I accomplished. It serves like a kind of a success journal. And so I have a new entry in my success journal. Yay. Gotta have goals. Gotta have goals. And maybe someday I'll share the other ones, but maybe those are a little on the personal side. Okay. To become a member of the Crown Guard, a soldier must complete extensive training throughout their life. Period. They begin the journey to becoming a member of the Crown Guard begins amongst the regular ranks of the soldiers, of the cavalry, and of the archery. Period. Those who show exceptional skill in one of these three areas are recommended by their leaders to attempt the cross-training required to become a member of the Crown Guard. Period. The training is grueling and extensive to ensure that only the best protect the royal family. Period. It is a great honor to be selected to even train for the Crown Guard, and even failure to become a member of the Crown Guard is not a badge of a reason to feel shame, but a reason to celebrate as being considered one to be worthy enough to join the elite guard, period. Okay, what's logistical support again? I gotta remember. Okay, what kind of support does the formation require to stay mobile? How is this provided? Which sections of the formation are responsible for this? Okay. Many members of the regular cavalry, archery, and foot soldiers are used to support the Crown Guard, period. Each member of the Crown Guard has 3 or 4 squires that, comma, one from each of the disciplines, comma, and one who tends to generic health needs such as cooking, cleaning, comfort, etc. Each of these squires are meant to help ensure that the guard has the proper equipment and weaponry and anything that they may need for one of their travels, period. To be a squire of the Crown Guard is an honor for a regular soldier and also seen as a short list for those who could become future members of the Crown Guard. As needed, members or patrols of the Crown Guard may be able to call upon divisions or groups from the other standing army, archery, or cavalry to assist under their jurisdiction or command, period. This is an honor for those who are chosen to serve with the Command Guard, those who impress the Command Guard I just changed their name from, okay, it's not Command, it's Crown. Members are more likely to be picked as future squires, period. Period. Squires are only kept for a year or 2 and then returned back to the regular troops, comma, but often as leaders of patrols and seen as leaders to help train others. Period. Okay, I'm liking this. All right, upkeep. Upkeep. Cost of maintaining the unit in terms of technical support, equipment, supplies, other means. That's a good question. I think I have enough information. Well, let's just... The upkeep of the Crown Guard is the responsibility of the stewards of the Tsar's palace. Period. The Sable, Aaron, you have to go out, but we'll be running the stream in the background while we're gone. Thank you. That does help keep the average viewership up. I really appreciate. If we come back and we're another channel, we'll know we rated. Thanks, and have the great rest of your stream, Greg. Thank you so much, Sable and Aaron. I really appreciate you coming in. Aaron, for joining along with Chrysilia to get me over that edge there. Hopefully, when we come back, there may even be 51. Who knows? That would be fun. Have a cushion there. Thank you. Have a great night. Yep, talk to you later, Aaron. Thanks. Oh, and have Sable send me a direct message on Discord to let me know when you go live, because I work from home and I can have the streams on the background while I'm working, and I'd like to make sure that I'm there for yours. That would be fun. Hopefully I don't have any meetings tomorrow that conflict. Okay, let's talk about... I want to go back here to 12 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. Okay, so on the Anvilite Streamer Core, 12 p.m. Pacific. Oh, I don't even know what that is, Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, I'm just going to write that down. (8 p.m. GMT). Okay. Oh, ask an old GM, Aaron and Sable. Okay, Aaron, Ree, and Sable. I see that. Cool. All right. See you then. Okay, back to here. For the others who are in the chat, if there is time when I finish this, these last couple of sections, if there's time, I would like to do some showcases and critiques. We have about 20 minutes until WD Michael comes on his stream. I'm not sure how punctual that will be, but we'll if there's more time, we'll be able to work on that. Okay, so let's talk back about the recruitment upkeep. Okay, I wanted to go back here and change something because we talked about the 4. Let me just type 4. Okay, the 4, okay, 1 from each of the 3 disciplines and 1 steward. Okay. The steward tends to, okay, so I want to call this fourth person a steward of them, because that way when we talk about here the upkeep are the stewards of the wow, I really misspelled steward. Okay, maybe I misspelled it, I don't know. Okay. Yeah. This steward is in charge of all of the stewards assigned to each of the members of the Crown Guard, period. The individual stewards relays the needs of the member to the chief steward, and then the chief steward assigns responsibilities to other members of their staff to ensure all of the needs of the Crown Guard are met. Period. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, recruitment. The recruitment process to join the Crown Guard is based on merit and abilities through rigorous training. Period. Members of the standing army, cavalry, and archery are able to be nominated by their leaders to serve on special missions with the Crown Guard, to serve as stewards or squires to individual Crown Guard members, then have leadership roles back in the regular army after their term of service has been completed, and then if they excel at all of these different positions, they are then nominated for the cross-training portion of Crown Guard preparations. Period. Okay, looking at I think I'm going to take this thing right here from manpower, and I'm going to put it down in history, because that is kind of a who it is. Okay. They are primarily cavalry horsemen that have been cross-trained in hand-to-hand and combat, and swordsmanship, period. Some are excellent archers, and period. Okay. All right, there we go with that. Historical loyalties. The loyalty of the Crown Guard of Veterzemlia has always been to the Tsar of Veterzemlia, because the group was first formed when the first czar was established to rule over the tribes of the steppes of Vecherzemlia and the new peace that was brokered in at the time period. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want that. Okay. All right, let's take all of this and let's get this over. All right, so now's the time. If there is anyone who is in the chat who would like to have something critiqued or showcased or shared, now's the time to put it in the chat. As I'm transferring this information over to the article and update, and I update my NaNoWrimo count, we will get that going. Okay, there's that. Switch keyboards. Hide that. Where are we? Not that. Not that. Okay, Galadan. All right, I got your technical. If you could let me know do you have any specific feedback that you would like to have on that, or is it anything goes? Anything goes. Okay. Let me just get this all taken care of. One thing, talking about my process in writing, I'm very much a build a giant sand pile and carve it away to reveal the story, as opposed to trying to have everything carved out. I would rather overwrite in the beginning and then I will carve it away afterwards. That's my approach, and so I do have a lot of words here. I think this is actually one of my better first rough drafts here of the prompts, and so I do like that. I think if I was to hurry and try to clean one up for other people to read, it would probably be this one. But I don't know. Need to get things written before I can get things polished. And there we go. Save those changes. Let's go to the community challenge. All right, we can submit that prompt. We can go to the metadata. Whoa! I was 1,000 words. I was not expecting, obviously, to have 1,000 words there. But we have been working on this probably an hour. So that's not bad for an hour's worth of work. Yeah, I'm surprised. And that just ties back to what I was talking about. I would rather have too many words that I can tighten and polish than trying to add more stuff on during the editing process. Okay. All right. save. Let me just take a look at that too. See how it looks. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Okay, cool. Let's get, we'll close this down. Let's, we'll probably, yeah, it does sound different in the head. I didn't think I was talking that much, but then again, I kind of got distracted when I hit the 50. Yeah, but it's all good. Okay, Bluestone. Copy link address. Back to Lake Mira. Okay. I am going to stop the music, though I have enjoyed the music tonight. Bluestone. That is blue looking stone up there. Sorry. Miners discovered another branch of bluestone today. This will set our house up for another 20 years. I suppose I can commission a new summer house now. Lord Arda, Patriarch of House Verdi. Rarity, uncommon, blue in Meridia. Okay. First discovered in caves in the south of Croquette Heights mountain range, it appears as a thickly packed yet finely grained soil with a blue hue. Given the obvious connection between blue-colored material and the nation ruled by a sky goddess, this was quickly seized upon and its uses uncovered. Their first use, elaborated upon below, was as roofing tiles in the capital region of the Croquette Heights. Over time, as the social strata of Anhara evolved, this became a status symbol, with only the most important or expensive structures using it. As sources of bluestone have thus far only been discovered near a handful of mountains, this has allowed for an easy monopoly. House Verdi, a noble house based in the capital itself, were a minor family before their discovery of bluestone, but soon gained a path to the top. Through a cunning use of oratorical power and flattery, the Verdi family convinced Vestria herself to grant them a monopoly, presenting her with bluestone jewelry, thus inspiring its second use. While some sources have been depleted over time, the Verdi family monopoly has persisted. Okay. A thickly packed yet finely grained soil. Okay, the word soil there gives me pause, but I'm going to wait because it is able to be used as a tile, but Yet more evidence of their up-and-coming style and birth has been announced today, as the once minor House Buckler cements their new status with the purchase of a marble and bluestone manor in the Cloud District, the Whistling Observer. Okay. As alluded to previously, the primary purpose of this material is in roofing. These tiles come in two forms, the imbrex and tegula style, and the double imbrex. Okay, this lets me, I'm right or wrong, I think that there's three here, because the imbrex tegula style and the double imbrex, because I could see just removing that word "and" would allow you to have the tegula imbrex and the double imbrex, or something like that. If there's that and there, even though you do have the commas, yeah. But Yeah. The imbrex and tegula method is the earliest, with the tegula, that's a change in spelling, maybe hyphenated. Okay. Uh, being rectangular in shape with upturned edges on the long sides, these were placed end to end with the bottom edge overlapping the top edge of the lower tile. These made up the primary surface of the roof. Over the edges of the tegula were placed the imbrexes, curved tiles constructed for the purpose of preventing rain from seeping through. Did you draw this picture? This is pretty good. Oh, Latin plural ending. Okay. The tegula, the imbrex. No, it's from a textbook. Okay, so you're taking something that was, I can't draw. That's why I use a mouse to draw. Okay, so you're taking words from an existing manual, an existing thing, and then you are just making it out of the bluestone. That works. Okay, the second form of the sort of combo historic. Okay. The double imbrex is exactly what the name implies. Imbrexes are placed in rows, end to end, overlapping in the same way as the tegula above did. However, this was done with inverted imbrexes forming the bottom layer between the rows, creating a wave-like appearance. This technique developed after the crossing over as craftsmen refined their abilities over time. The oldest structures in Croquet Heights, but most specifically the Capitol given its age, can be easily recognized by the first style of construction. Later structures used the second. However, cities outside the capital lean towards the imbrex and tegula style to give the illusion of age. Nice detail. Nice detail. I like that detail. The practice is frowned upon by House Verdi, of course, as well as most capital residents, as an uncouth attempt to appear aged. I like that. That's okay, that's fun. Okay, so the methods. All right. These tiles were molded by craftsmen using knife blades for the tegula edges before being laid out alongside the road in the fog district of Meridia, the third tier of the city, so as to dry it. One might expect this to occur at the lower level mist district. However, the chance of exposure to waterfall spray or runoff may ruin entire tiles. Okay. The tiles are then fired in a community kiln, so while drying, they have a maker's mark etched into the surface by craftsmen, generally in the form of a swirl of the finger or a series of intersecting lines. The occasional water droplet exceeding the mist district's height may leave a mark, as will stray animal footprints during this stage. Okay, so this answers my question beforehand, because you did call it a soil, a finely grained soil. This sounds like a clay. A thickly packed yet finely grained soil. It is a clay. All right, because then you talk about firing it. You talk about bluestone is a more colloquial name, because after it's fired, it blue clay doesn't have okay, definitely. And there's brownstone is a style of architecture commonly used in the boroughs of New York. So calling it bluestone, totally understandable. And the fact that that you have it fired after drying, that helps clarify that. is there a purification process before it's done? There's some deeper lore if you read about the Vestral Tower, but this isn't the article for, yeah, okay, for religious stuff, yeah. But is there a step between extracting it from the earth and molding it and firing it? Because usually clay doesn't come out purely clay. They have to go through a process, and as strands or deposits run out, they may start trying to scrape the edges and then go through a refinement process to try to squeeze out every drop, every crumb of blue stone out of the mountain. An idea in the production. Not that I could have thought of this in the section, but for the second purpose, it does. If you have any clay suggestions, please. I would look up pottery. Maybe that'll be a tidbit. Because, yeah, if it's small clumps that aren't big enough to be able to form tiles, that would definitely be a good thing for jewelry. There could be special processes, special glazes that are used, because if you go into kilns and pottery and porcelain and China, not the country, China, the plates, you could really do a lot with bluestone as the mundane preparations of the bluestone is for the tiles, but then you can have a special craftsman who can take a bluestone, a lump of bluestone, and do extra stuff to it as a more refined craftsman. Maybe smaller clumps. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Smaller clumps turned into jewelry, which does feature purifying. Totally, yeah. Talking about their minds, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Religious. Oh, wow, that's pretty. Okay. Our Lady Vestria today received from supplicants of the Verdi family 3 necklaces and 2 pairs of earrings of various styles in the new Bluestone Book of Etiquette. Unlike the occasional exporting of bluestone tiles and its use in important structures, bluestone jewelry is confined to use by the College of Vestal Priestesses alone. Okay, let's come back to that. Towards the end of the Age of Rule, the Vestal Priestesses began codifying the rules involving said jewelry and dictated that they may only wear styles worn by their goddess. This confined the priestesses to bluestone earrings and necklaces, though it has been used rarely for ornamentation within the Vestral Tower. Methods of production. Bluestone works well as a material for jewelry, okay, providing versatile and forgiving qualities needed for art. First, the bluestone is molded in the hands until warm and thin, then flattened with a rolling pin, folded back onto itself, and repeated until at the desired level. Then the product is placed upon ceramic tiles and formed by hand into the desired shape. The ceramic tile is then taken with the clay still upon and placed in a kiln for an hour at 250 degrees. I don't know if that's hot enough. Lastly, the jewelry is finished after cooling with a diamond used to sand it down, following by buffing until complete. Earrings given to Vestria are kept in the Vestral Towers. I read it was for polymer clay. I don't know if that translates to real clay. Ah, yeah. Okay, polymer clay is based on a plastic, synthetic material, whereas real clay is much hotter. Those clay kilns, you cannot bake, you cannot kiln dry a ceramic pot made of real clay. Well, let's just clay kiln temperature. 1800 to 2400 Fahrenheit. So I'd say that's a 10 times higher. It's getting hot in the Mist District. It's a hot town, hot time in the old town tonight. Yeah, and you can see from this picture here how to find, process, and fire clay. Oh, without a kiln. Okay, so maybe depending on your technology level, because you see how these people are digging it out of the dirt in a river. Clay is usually found there. Yeah, process soil into clay for pottery. You know, Googling stuff like this will definitely help you know more about what you can and can't do with it, depending on how, of course this is fantasy, but adding this sort of realism to it just gives reality to it. Because you can have a lot of details about things, but you just don't know if you actually need to use it or not. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I like the article. I really like the description in it. I'm glad that if there's a reason not to call it clay at the beginning, because it did take me all the way down here to methods of production to figuring out it was a clay. If there's a reason why you don't want to call it a clay, I can appreciate that. But thickly packed yet finely grained soil with a blue hue. Do you know why it turns blue? Is there, why blue? Because blue is a very difficult color to find in nature. It's a religion thing. Fair enough. Religion and magic solves all of the problems that we have here. So, yeah, great. Yeah, you have a very well thought out world with all of the different articles. Yeah, these are good. You may need to credit these pictures that you have to make sure that proper attribution, free use, then I would make mention of that. Kiddo Poi, yeah, probably. I just looked at my raid channel and it doesn't look like WD Michael's up yet. So yeah, why don't you throw in another one? Let me go to Twitch. Oh, it looks like WD Michael just started, but you get this. Copy link address. I said yes, I stand by that. Okay. Oh, okay. Tazzy, all right. Do you have, which article is this? And are you looking for anything specific? Wow, that's a glare. What happened? My forehead? Religious leader. His face, not you. Oh. Oh, yeah. Just general, okay, general critique. All right. Yeah. Someone did something to his Cheerios. Tazi Asadi aka 36627. Ooh. I'm getting that's a Roman emperor's bust that I'm using. Okay. The apostate, we soul forge do not discuss 36627. Okay. Old Tazi Asadi, the soul-forged heretic, they say that he hates the god so much divine magic doesn't work on him. Now there's a trick I'd like to see. The gods left us. What do we owe them? We are our own masters. We are our own gods. Okay. Soul-forged 36627 was reborn in the Soul Factory on the 100th rebirth day of the first Soul Forge. The Soul Forge people expected great things of it. Would it become an engineer or an orator, perhaps a great paladin of the god Anam? So I assume that you did the math of 36627 is how many days that are in your years, like 365. I did. Good. That makes my OCD heart very proud. Edits. I have spreadsheets for these. Oh, love the spreadsheets. The soul forged are souls reborn in constructed bodies through a mixture of magic and technology and prayer. As a rule, they thank the gods for the second chance at life and are devout worshippers of the gods. At its ceremony of release, 36627 made its 3 declarations. Okay, the declarations, this might be a new thing that I don't remember. Ooh, wow, that is crusty. Okay, my name is Tazi Asidi. I am male. I am the unbeliever. The gods are, and I'm going to prove it. Tazi walked off the stage, refusing to speak to anyone, breaking 100 years of tradition, and throwing the ceremony into a tumult. Of course the gods exist. I don't think anyone should worship them. The Unbeliever's Codex. Ah, okay. Tazi Asidi chose to wear the marble face of an angry man with a brow furrowed in doubt that matches the conflict inside him. He constantly moves, pacing the floor, pounding his mechanical fists on any flat surface around him. Why us? Why are we so special? Millions of mortals have died throughout history, but we, the dead of Quirinal, were the only ones chosen to live again. What gave the gods the right to do that to us? I hate to say it, but I'm already liking this guy. I don't know if I should be allowed to like this guy, but having a good antagonist to provide contrast to everyone else just makes, the darker dark, the lighter light. Sure, that's why he has followers. Okay. Okay, so the marble face of an angry man, is that common above of the soul forged, that they don't have a face of flesh, but that they can actually have a face carved of stone in their constructed bodies? Because that's kind of a new thing. Yeah, okay, they all do? I'm guessing then? Because most. Okay, cool. What's so special about this world among the infinite others? It's constantly on the verge of destruction. Why do we fight so hard? Why do we have to have a purpose? Some just have a plain metal face. All right. I am here to take the boot of the divine off the necks of the mortal. I refuse prophecy and destiny and everything that should be. I believe that we choose our own lives and our own destinies. Join me, and we will take back our lives for ourselves. Tazi has drawn thousands of followers from the disaffected and the rejected throughout the world. I would like to know more about what makes someone disaffected and rejected. They see worship of the withdrawn gods as foolishness. Now that the gods have left the mortal realm, they see no reason to continue worshiping them. They suspect that continued worship only makes the gods stronger. Okay, so, yeah. Because this unbeliever movement sounds... Have you done your counterculture prompt yet? Because this unbeliever movement sounds like great fodder for the counterculture movement. And because here you talk about, yeah, but I did... Okay, well, you can have more than one counterculture. You say, okay, no reason to continue worshiping them. Okay, there's a difference between believing that a God exists and worshiping that God. In my view of the world, okay? Like Greek mythology. I do not believe that the Greeks, the gods of the Greeks are real. I think they make great stories. I do not believe that they are real. But there could be people that acknowledge that the gods of Olympus exist, but they still choose to worship other gods, especially in a polytheistic world of that nature. So, yeah, the followers came to me at a rush at the end of the article. Okay, but yeah, but if you're looking to expand this more, I would want to know, okay, are the disaffected people who have gone through the soul forged process? Are the rejected just the dregs of society? Are they the lower classes, maybe those who haven't had the opportunity that so that they could be brought into a movement? Because to say that you join me and we will take back our lives for ourselves, that's a powerful clarion call that could be given by Tazi Asadi. Yeah, but I would like to know, have clarification whether they believe in them, meaning they believe that they exist, versus actively worshiping them. Let's see. I said there's something I would come back to. Oh, yeah. And E. Songbird said in her stream earlier today that a lot of these stubs and a lot of these questions that come up for future prompts are great fodder for World Ember in December. So, yeah. Great. I like this. Good job. Okay, I am going to refresh this screen really quickly. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Kit, glad to help. Why? I know that I follow him because he's right here. Why are you not coming up in my... Okay. All right, everybody. I am going to go here. I am starting the raid, and so that we can go and keep the torch going forward and be able to help him out. So there you go. And thank you, everybody, for joining me. Huge thanks to our new followers, Aaron Wren and Cassilia, who got me over up to 50. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great night. See you again tomorrow night, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight. And until then, catch you later.